So look, folks, I am told that if I ask you to subscribe to this channel, to hit that like button, leave a comment below, that you will actually do that. So, having said that, please, by all means, feel free to like this video or leave a little blurb down below, okay? Anyways, you'd be helping me out. That'd be awesome. Cheers. All right, folks, welcome to hell. That is Canada right now. As we all know, Justin Trudeau is passing legislation to ban the sale of handguns and also look-alike toys, as we see here in this Reuters article. So that means your airsoft, probably some of your paintball guns that, look like an M16, whatever, gonna go bye-bye, right? Just like in Australia. If you play paintball, I used to play a little bit, you can only use space guns, aka speedball guns, because, this is just so terrible to have fun in this country. Anyways, so Canada's implemented a national freeze on the sale of handguns as part of a gun control package. This was some of this stuff he tried to pass before the last election, but he held off, probably wisely. Now he's got a what we call a coalition government with a different party within Parliament. So now he's going to be in power till 2025, unfortunately. He'll screw this country up even more. Okay, so certain exceptions, of course. Athletes, security guards, right? Stuff like that. Canadians who already own handguns will be allowed to keep them, which is why I went to the gun store yesterday, picked up a couple goodies for myself, and they were selling like crazy, right? I would have been amazed, and I went in the morning. I would have been amazed if by the end of the day they still had much stock left. Maybe the odd one or two thing, right? But, yeah, it's crazy. So anyways, that's what they're doing. They're banning the sale of handguns. They've already, we don't have automatic weapons. We don't have AR-15s because they're scary. He's going to be making more rifles illegal, I'm sure, because they're scary. But here's the interesting thing. Now, I can't play the audio. Unfortunately, I can't capture it. But when asked whether he was targeting gun owners, Trudeau, of course, said you have to be careful of misinformation and disinformation because, when you don't want to address something, like legitimately, you just say, well, misinformation, disinformation, right? And then you walk on. That's the term of 2022, right? That's the get out of jail free card for scumbag politicians like Trudeau. Misinformation, disinformation. He says, because we're not targeting lawful gun owners, he says, no. We're just freezing the market. Well, if you're going to freeze the market, and he knows this, and anyone with half a brain knows this, but you got to ask the question anyways. If you're freezing the market, who is that affecting? It ain't the fucking gangbangers, right? It ain't the fellas making the rap videos, having rap video beefs, They're not concerned with the legitimate sale of handguns. No. In fact, they don't give a shit at all. Surprise, surprise. Right now, let me hit you with something here. Okay. That is not the article I wanted to bring up. It's this one. Well, no, let's go back to that one. Fuck it. So, back in 2021 in February, because it's all about public safety, mind you, Trudeau reduces sentences for serious gun crimes. That's right. He's going to, here, the article goes on, he's going to crack down on violence, they're getting rid of a series of mandatory minimum sentences, basically. Which basically means if you commit a certain offense with a gun, boom, you get a minimum of X amount of years. I mean, the Canadian judicial system's a joke anyways. Nobody serves their full time, right? Life does not even mean life imprisonment. But Trudeau said, in some of our cities, gun crime is on the rise and it's unacceptable. Now, this is if you don't know Trudeau's a Riri window licker before, with showing off his socks, with his people kind comment, with his everyone's a racist or a sex misogynist who took part in the trucker convoy, right? If that didn't tip you off in terms of what kind of Riri this guy is, he said, no one should be afraid of being a victim of a sniper. What is this, Bosnia? What is it, the Ukraine? Right? What are we in, Stalingrad in World War II? What am I, gotta run for cover when I go to the grocery store? Jesus Christ! All I wanted was some Doritos, man, and I'm getting sniped. Pew pew. What is this nonsense? Listen, for the rest of the world, please understand, we do not have a problem with people getting sniped, okay? So anyways, he said that as his government introduced Bill C-21, which is the bill that's getting pushed through, primarily changes which firearms a legally licensed gun owner can possess, okay? So this is where he banned 1,500 military-style assault weapons, right? You know, they finally people caught on to the whole assault weapon. Now they're saying, well, military-style assault weapon. Basically a gun that can shoot semi-automatic rounds. That's a military-style assault weapon, apparently. And it looks cool, right? Now, the funny thing that he said, though, this is the funny part about this whole thing. This was initially started to combat systemic racism in Canada's justice system. That's right. There are certain folks in jail, and, well, there might be a disproportionate representation. Well, let me tell you something. Why don't you take a look at the Toronto's homicides most wanted list? Let's take a look at who is committing the crimes, the gun crime, the gang violence in Canada, okay? Yeah, nobody wants to call it out because, you know, you'll be called a big bad racist. But I'll call it out, okay? The people that are in jail, because they did crime. They did it, right? Sorry if it's disproportionate. Maybe there's a bigger problem at hand here instead of racism, right? Trudeau went on to say, these are people with health problems. These are single mothers. So we're getting sniped in Canada. We're all walking around in fear of getting sniped. And then these single moms just out there, pew, pew, you know, robbing banks and stores and shit, right? These are young people who perhaps have made a couple of mistakes. That's right. Yeah, you robbed a store a couple times. It's just a couple mistakes. You did it with a gun. It's just a couple mistakes. Don't worry about it. Come on, you shouldn't pay the price, face the consequences for your action. No, systemic racism made you do this, right? You know, I love this thing. Being caught with illegal guns 3 times isn't making a couple of mistakes. It is repeatedly engaging in dangerous criminal behavior, the kind the government claims it wants to stop. No, it doesn't. The government, like any politician out there, like any political party out there, just wants to stay in power. That's it. They don't give a fuck. All these Riri short bus riders going, good job, Trudeau, you're making us safer. They are either stupid, completely stupid to know that this will do nothing for gun crime in Canada, or B, and I think most people know this in the back of their minds, they know this, they're well aware it will do nothing, right? But they got to toe the party line and clap, yes, this is good, take away things from citizens, that's right. It's times like this, I actually wish I lived in the States. I'm not going to lie, our healthcare is a lot better, guys. It's got problems, but but this is one of the times where, you know, I would move to the States because there's certain things about the United States that I absolutely love. And the Second Amendment is one of them, right? Canada, just as a side note, folks, I mean, someone breaks into your house, you're expected to not, you can defend yourself with as much force as reasonably necessary, so says the criminal code. But if you use a gun, you're still going to get charged. You're fucked, right? You're expected to, if you could run away, you're expected to run. Don't hurt that poor individual breaking into your house. Anyways, so here's my issue with this, the other issue with this new legislation. It's called the red flag law. And I don't know if anybody's heard of Johnny Depp or Amber Heard and the nonsense they're going through. But the one thing we've learned from that trial is that it's spotlighting domestic violence towards men from females. Happens all the time. There have been studies out there. Sorry I don't have it on hand. But women are just as capable of being violent towards male partners. It only gets so much press historically because, you know, the patriarchy. And people will always use the excuse, well, a man can do more harm if he punches a woman. Yeah, I don't give a shit. If some chick is fucking slapping me across the face, it still hurts. I still do not wish it to continue. You know what I mean? So, you're getting it back. Right? Anyways, that's my tangent there. But here's the thing with this bill C-21, okay? This is going to address intimate partner violence, gender-based violence. So clearly, gender-based. We all know where they're going with that, right? And self-harm involving firearms. If someone's going to opt out, they're opting out, and they don't need a gun to do it, right? But sure, do the red flag. Now, the funny thing about this, though, the reason why I bring up Amber Heard and all this, this will protect the safety of the individual applying to the red flag process, including protecting the identity of the individual. So what does this sound like to you? It sounds to me like someone goes and says, my partner is abusing me, right? Abusing, right? Then now they have the power to just say, okay, take away your gun license. And I bet that's what they're going to be able to do. Just take away your license without a trial, without anything, right? Let's face it, domestic cases, right? Most of the time, not even, I was going to say half the time, most of the time, it's, he hit me, buddy gets cuffed and taken away, right? That's basically what happens. That's some female privilege for you right there, folks. So this is what bothers me, is that this will be abused to take away people's guns. And that, my friends, is no bueno. But yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked. This is all under the guise of public safety. It's not going to do anything at all. And Trudeau is, he's a moron. He got elected. He got elected to the party leader because of his last name. Because everyone in the Liberal Party knew that they would get elected with another Trudeau on that nostalgia of Pierre Trudeau. And he's turned out to be the biggest idiot. This is a guy who wears blackface multiple times but says he's not racist, claims he didn't know better. Bullshit. Okay, when I was in my 30s, 20s, I knew the blackface wasn't cool. And we're talking 90s here, okay? Who grabbed a chick's ass, a reporter's ass, right? Who claims he's a big feminist, but when the women in his cabinet speak out and say, it's not right, boom, turfs him. So much for the so-called feminist. Anyways, this guy's about as fake as a $3 bill. And people are willing to put up with that and make excuses for him. As long as the right party gets into power, or people are just that stupid. And maybe I'm giving people too much credit, but I don't understand how people can be that stupid to not see through this guy's facade. Anyways, that's it, folks. We're fucked. Actually going to the store today to pick up, to buy another pistol. So I went from having one to, let's just say, multiple. Because if I don't do it now, never going to get it again.